Hey guys, and welcome to Faith Works Designs. I am Faith, and today we are doing like nostalgia like crazy in this round. Anyway, It's a Small World is the bag that we're working on today, and this one is definitely a beginner friendly bag. It does have binding, sorry, it's just easier to do it that way. So you've got your front, and it's got this really cool print going all the way around the sides. I really like this print, I think it's really neat. You've got the It's a Small World on the back. And then you've got your little zipper pulls here, which hopefully you can see. Very, very easy bag. The inside does not have any zipper pockets or anything like that. We wanted to just keep this really, really simple for you guys so that it's a quick and easy sew. I made several of these in like no time. So if you have problems with round circles, the hint is going to be just take your time. Really, just take your time and you can do it. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got the Small World panel. When you order the Small World panel, it's going to come like this, all rolled together. And what is included in the panel is your outside panel, where you have all of your outside pieces. You're going to have your zipper gusset, your bottom gusset, your front and back panel, and then your D-rings. Hopefully you can see that. And I'll never get this as tight as the girls have it, ever. You also get the lining. It's the same thing. Bottom gusset, zipper gusset, front and back panels. This one we didn't have a pocket in, but if you wanted to add a pocket, slip pocket, zipper pocket, you certainly could get a coordinating fabric for this and go ahead and add those. In this kit I got a pebble vinyl, and the inside is the waterproof canvas. This stuff works really nicely. I tested it out under the sink to make sure that it was waterproof, and it's great. It works really nice. Also, you can iron this one. So you're going to have to put it on low heat, and I also put something like a pressing cloth over top of it. Don't cut this out until you iron it, because things might get skewed and all of that. What hardware do we need? When you order a panel, that's all you get, okay? You've got to buy all of this stuff separately. So Kim and Alex just started carrying this rainbow gradient webbing. You're going to need 3 yards of some kind of webbing. And I really think that that's really pretty. I hope it's showing up on the camera. It's really, really pretty. Then they have these super cute zipper pulls that go with the panel really well. You're going to need 2 zipper pulls, and then you're going to need 2 size 1. I believe they only carry 1-inch webbing right now, so you're going to need to get 1-inch D-rings if you buy the hardware and the webbing from them. And that's all you need. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to start cutting out the outside panel, and then I will show you how I iron the lining panel. I apologize for the sound of the AC, but it is like 1,000,000 degrees. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. We're just going to have to deal. We're just going to have to deal. Alright, we're going to cut out our vinyl first, and I wanted to show you guys that your this is going to be your zipper gusset. Let me measure it real quick. Yeah, so your zipper gusset is going to need to measure 2 1/4 by 17 inches long. It's a little bit bigger on the panel, but trust me, cut it down to 2 1/4 so that everything will match up like it's supposed to. The circles are correct and perfect. It's just the zipper gusset and the bottom gusset. Our bottom gusset needs to be 18 by 4 1/2. Sorry, my brain was like saying no for a second there. Alright, let me cut this out. So it's 4 1/2 by 18 long. Alright, now we're going to take our outside pieces and use them as a template for our inside pieces. I don't know what happens in translation from the outside panel to the inside panel, but they always tend to be like 1/8 of an inch a little larger than our outer panel, and we just need to make sure that they're the same size. So use your outer templates, or your outer panel as a template for your lining panel. Alright, so I went ahead and interfaced everything. I used Deco Light because I'm using the pebble vinyl, and I just cut it 1/4 of an inch shorter all the way around. Do that to all of your pieces. Depending upon what outside you use, you're going to have to figure out your interfacing. You're also going to need a zipper that is the same size as your zipper gusset. I forgot to mention that earlier. Sorry. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some clips, because I always forget those. We're going to take our zipper without our zipper pull on it, and we're going to put our zipper right side to the right side of our top zipper gusset. And I'm just going to clip those together. Then I'm going to grab one of my lining fabrics, and I'm going to put the lining fabric right side to the wrong side of my zipper. And I'm going to add all of that together. Then we're going to go to the sewing machine, and at 1/4 of an inch we're going to sew down along that zipper. So I've got my stitch length at a 3. I have got a, I want to say 14 needle question mark. We're just going to line those up and then sew all the way down. Now I'm going to change my stitch length to a 4, and then I'm going to pull back my lining and my outer panel away from my zipper, and I am going to base stitch the sides together and then top down I'm going to top stitch down my zipper. Alright, so we've got all that done. Now we need to do the other side. So I'm going to grab my other panel. So right side to the right side of the zipper, I'm just going to start by clipping them together. Now we're going to grab our lining fabric, and we're going to put right side to right side, and we're just going to kind of clip it all as a big zipper sandwich. And then we'll take it back to the sewing machine and sew 1/4 of an inch all the way down our zipper. Alright, so I have got my stitch length back to a 3. Now we're sewing 1/4 of an inch down the edge. Now I'm going to take my outside panel and pull the outside panel and the lining panel away from the zipper, just like we did on the other side. And then I'm going to base stitch the sides and top stitch along the zipper. Oh, I gotta change my stitch length to a 4. Alright, we have got our zipper gusset done. We can go ahead and put our zipper pulls on. I'm going to start on one end, separating them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the left side in first, and then the right side, and then push it down. And if your zipper tape is even across here, then you've done it right. If one side is higher than the other, then you didn't do it right. So you got to start over. Alright, and then open this up, we're going to grab our other zipper. We're going to put left side in first, then the right side in, and then push down. So we got both of our zippers on there. Let's set this aside and grab your D-ring strap connectors. So when I interfaced the D-ring strap connectors, I put a piece that is approximately 3/4 of an inch tall by the width of our connectors. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to grab a pin and a ruler, and we're going to make a mark in the center like that on both of them. Then we're going to grab some double-sided tape. We're going to put our double-sided tape, I've got a 1/2 inch double-sided tape here. Just holds really nicely. Okay. Once you have both of them like this, go ahead and take your paper off and then fold this side up to the center. So where you drew that center line, you're going to take this side and push it up to that, and then you're going to take the other side and meet that in the center like this. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine. We're going to sew a little more than a 1/4 of an inch over, just to kind of go down, over, and back up again, so that we can make sure that this is sewn down and that's not going to come open. Alright, so we're going to sew our little pieces. I've got my stitch length to a 4, and then just a tiny bit over a 1/4 of an inch. We're going to sew down, back again, sew them so it looks like this. Alright, so we have got our zipper gusset all done and our zippers attached. Now what we're going to do is work on our bottom gusset. We're going to grab our 2 D-ring connectors. We're going to place our D-ring on there like so, fold it in half like that, and then with a 1/4 of an inch sticking up over the edge, we're going to go and we're going to base stitch these in place. Just like that. Do that on both ends of your bottom gusset. I've got my D-rings connected, just base stitched onto my bottom of my gusset. Went ahead and grabbed my lining of my bottom gusset, and we're going to put right sides together to right sides with our zipper gusset and our bottom gusset. Like that. So when you open it up, right side to right side. Then I'm going to grab my lining and put it right side to right side. Just like that. Then we're going to go down to this end and do the same thing. Right side of my zipper gusset to the right side of my bottom gusset. And then we're going to take the bottom gusset lining and throw it into that sandwich. Now we're going to take this to the sewing machine, and on both sides we're going to stitch a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Alright, we have sewn both ends. Make sure that you go really slow over this piece between the zipper and then this doubled up. It can get kind of thick. Alright, now we're going to turn this right side out, and then we're going to base stitch our gussets together, our bottom gussets. So I'm going to take my clips and go all the way around. And I'm going to do something a little bit differently than I normally do, because I know I want a lot of you guys to be able to do this bag, and I don't want you to be frustrated because of one or another parts. When I base stitch down here, I would normally come over here and top stitch right here, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to leave it. I feel like sometimes that can get really thick and it kind of frustrates people. You know, you can break needles and it's not worth it. So I am going to just leave that and not top stitch across it. There's no rules that say you have to top stitch across there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to base stitch on this side all the way around and then on this side all the way around. Alright, so we're base stitched in, we're all together. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the centers. So we're going to put our middle here and our middle here together. And at the top, we're going to make a little notch. You can make a mark, you can make a notch, it's up to you. On this side as well. And then for the bottom, these are how we're going to add our front and back panels. I'm going to make it a little bit easier to add them. Alright, now that those marks are all made, we're going to grab our front, back panel, and both of our lining panels. So we're going to take our front panel and a lining panel, and I'm going to go ahead and just flip it the way that it is so that the print is facing the right direction. Put the face right over top of it, and then I'm going to clip these together, and we're going to take these to the sewing machine and base stitch them together 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. We're going to do that for both the front and the back. Alright, I've got everybody all base stitched together. The next thing you're going to have to figure out is the top and bottom centers. So I'm going to try and make my first point at the top where the triangle right there comes together. I'm going to make my mark, and then I'm not going to let go of it. I'm going to push these all together and come down, 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 all the way to the end. And that way I have my center marks. Do the same thing with the back. I'm going to try and get like in the center of the words so that when I open it up, I'll make sure that that's in the center of the bottom. So I'm going to fold it back. Alright. There we go. Alright. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to grab our outer panel that's all done, turn it inside out. Then we're going to start matching up. I'm going to start at the top notch to the top notch of the gusset, and then clip this all the way around. Take this to the sewing machine. I am going to sew it just as it is with the raw side up. We'll sew all the way around. I'm just going to be doing 1/8 of an inch, sort of like basting them together with a 4-stitch length. Alright, we got us all basted in, ready to roll. Next thing I do is I'm going to grab a 1-inch strip of waterproof canvas. If you've got some fold over elastic or something like that you want to use, go for it. I'm going to I took my waterproof canvas and I cut it at an angle so that when I fold it down and fold it over, there won't be a ton of bulk sticking out on this side. So now I am just going to clip this all the way around, and then I'm going to take it back to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew it on using a 4-stitch length at 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Alright, we're all sewed. Now what I need to do is I need to grab the front and start matching up the top notch and the bottom notch. And once I've flipped it all together, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine with a 4-stitch length and an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance and baste these two together. We're all basted in place. I am going to put my waterproof canvas again all the way around and then sew a 1/4 of an inch all the way around to attach my waterproof canvas. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Alright, so we're all done. We need to turn this inside out. So we're going to open this zipper like so, and then push your bag inside out. So you're going to have to go around the edges and try and smooth it out as best you can. And that might take a minute to do. She's done. I got a little bit more fussing to do, but for the most part, I'm happy. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our webbing, 2 swivel clasps, and a strap adjuster. I'm going to unroll this. Oh, if it'll come undone. And then you're going to want to do 60 inches. So I'm going to use my table and measure out 60 inches. Alright. Stop texting me. You'd think, as many videos as I've made, that I would learn how to turn my phone off whilst I'm in the middle of doing it so that it doesn't ping. You would think. But you would be incorrect. So making sure that we're burning our ends. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our strap onto our strap connector, just like that. And then I'm just going to make a square. I'm just going to sew a little square right there. And then, keeping your strap nice and straight with this flapped edge up, go all the way down to the bottom. We're going to add one of our swivel clasps so that the edge is right here and then the top of it is on the bottom. We're bringing this back up, keeping everything nice and straight. Bring it back up, back down. So it should look like that. Pull it through, keeping it straight so that our connector or our swivel clasp is going to go like that. So that they're both on the same side. Now I'm going to clip this together, take it to the sewing machine, and I'm going to just sew a little square here and a little square here, making sure that you are connecting the right layers together, and then you will have a nice strap for your bag. Let's go do that. Alright, so I've got my stitch length at 3, still have the same thread and needle in. And then I'm just going to make my little square. Alright, so we've got our strap all done. All I need to do is just connect it to the bag as she tries to roll away. And we're all done, and it's a cute little bag. Alright guys, so what did you think? I hope you guys liked this one. I hope it was a really easy one for you guys to do, and I cannot wait to see your bag. So make sure that when you get done with your bags, you go to K&A Custom Fabrics Facebook page and make sure that you show us your bags. We love it when you guys, these are all so much work to do. But when you guys post them on Facebook, it really does mean a lot to us to see that, one, you're buying them and you're sewing them, and that somebody is eventually going to love them. So if it's not for yourself or for somebody else, they're getting loved, and all of our hard work was totally worth it. So make sure that you show them to us on the page. Don't forget that if you do want to add any zipper pockets, slip pockets, anything like that, go for it. I mean, just go crazy for it. Don't feel like you have to do exactly what I do in the video. You can add zipper pockets, slip pockets, anything like that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or if you want to subscribe so that you see some of our other nostalgic videos, you can. Or if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Or if you're struggling on one or more of the parts of the bag, I only check my YouTube once a day, but if you're in the middle of sewing and you're just like, I can't figure this out, you can always go to K&A Custom Fabrics Facebook page and put your questions there. We have our testers doing these bags now, so that if you ever have any problems, you can post a question on there and somebody will always be ready to help you out. Thanks for joining us again on Faithworks Designs. Bye, guys.